Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Trade Genius Live. I'm your host and the brand ambassador of the Edge Fund, the prop firm, Trend Genius. And we are in here on a Monday, beginning of the week. Hopefully, we can have a good start to our week. And hopefully y'all had a good weekend. 5-0 didn't do too bad last night. I ended up taking profit. I left a runner, and I took profit at, where did I take profit? I think I took profit at the daily level below the reversal zone. But we'll get into that. Let's get in here and do our little morning ritual. Todd, good morning. T. Poor, my brother, good morning. Sneehall, my sister, good morning. V. Brewer, what's good? Somebody should, possibly anyone could still be in the 5-0. Absolutely. C. Moody, good morning. Good morning. Blunt Machete, good morning. Mr. Payout, good morning. Tiffany, good morning. Sin, good morning. Chrissy, good morning. Happy Monday to you. Serena, good morning. All right. Got my little joints out. All right, got that set up. And that set up. All right, cool. And good morning, Badavan. Happy new trading week. Absolutely. Let's see here. All right, cool. Dang, y'all, can y'all believe it? We'll be on 100th episode on Thursday. Crazy, 100 episodes. Wow. That's like a sitcom, right? 100 episodes, they go into syndication. Man, that's pretty cool, I think, to even be able to say that. Pretty dope. All right, cool. Let everybody kind of get in. Karate 357's Grand Risings. Edgar Martinez, good morning. I gotta realize I gotta set my alarm back for my post. I haven't been getting my post out in time. Right, Chrissy? For real. 100 episodes on Thursday. That's crazy. So just to let y'all know, I'm gonna be doing giveaways every week. So I'm just gonna be off the top of the head, random day, random what's going on, whatever's going on, and then yeah. So everybody stay locked in. But yeah, we're gonna do it every week. Serena, grateful to be alive. Not a happy Monday for me. Had a death in the family. I'll be in and out on the lives for this week, but I'll be there. Man, my condolences go out to your family. You know what I'm saying? For real. Just keep your head up and stay prayed up. That's about all you can do. See, now let me go in the what's the name, and I know how to get her on, V Brewer. Gotta go in here and cuss her out. I gotta go in there. That's how I wake Tonelli up. Y'all don't even know. I go in the DM and I cuss her out, and then she be like, oh, okay, yeah, let me jump on. But nah, just kidding. Yeah, for real. Yeah, that'd be a little tough sometimes. Let me go in here and yell at her, y'all. That's how I'm telling you, y'all. That's how I wake her up. Oh, for real, Serena. Absolutely. You know you got that. Let me go in here. I'm serious, y'all. That when I talk, when I go in there and cuss out, then she'll be like, oh, let me get, okay, I'm jumping on now. Like, this child. You gotta talk madness to her. And then she get up. If I was nice, like, hey, where are you? You know, probably won't get nothing. But if I get in here just talking reckless, then I'm telling you, it'll even be like 5 minutes and she'd be responding. All right, cool. Well, I just hit her up. So let's go ahead and Prince, let's go. C-Dub, let's go. Let's see here. Okay, cool. V Brewer, you changed your picture, my brother? That's what's up. Got him riding. Nice. All right, y'all. Let's do our temperature check. Check our feelings, how we feeling this morning. One word me in the chat. Please let me know. You know, we do this every morning, so let's keep it going. Just one word me in the chat. How y'all feeling? V Brewer said joyful. That's what's up. Me personally, I'm feeling good. Okay, I took the weekend off. No yoga this week. No yoga on Saturday. Did I walk on Saturday? I think I walked. I don't remember. I have to go in my phone and check. But yeah, just took the weekend off. Just need to let my body kind of catch up to itself. I'm telling you, I had a massage on Friday. Oh my word. Little Thai lady. Goodness gracious. I mean, that lady put me to sleep. For real. Like, she put me to sleep. I'm telling you, I woke up I woke up Saturday morning. I was so sore. It was unreal. I was like, you know what? I need a rest. I hadn't had a good massage like that in a while. I did an hour and a half on my body and 30 minutes on my feet. So she worked on me for like 2 hours. For real. I was slobbing, sleep. She was like, are you okay? I was like, huh? What? Huh? Oh, where am I? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. No sleep. You don't have to talk. Just keep going. For real. Let's see here. He said, yeah, I had to move and they thought my dog was a bear. Oh, Lord, you're righty. That's too funny. T. Pruitt said, all right, let's get in it. Serena said, grateful, absolutely. How could you not be? That's real. I love it. T. Pruitt said, blessed. Karai 357 said, appreciative. Jerry Jack said, good. I'm feeling good. Like I said, getting to bed on time. Got up, knocked out my workout this morning. So I'm feeling good. I definitely can attest to that. I'm feeling really good. So ready for a nice hard week of exercise. For real. Ready for a nice hard week of exercise. So let's see here what we got. Anybody else? How y'all feeling? Let's get that rocking. Let me know. How are y'all feeling? PT702FX, good morning. Dolphin Swimmer, hello. Michael Ward, lazy, laser focused mindset, ready. PT702FX said, feeling good today. That's what's up. Dolphin Swimmer, welcome. Anybody new to the stream, welcome. All I ask is get the likes up and shoot that free subscribe, and that's it. That's it. And I'll take care of the rest. Likes are free, cost you nothing. So there you go. There we have it. I was trying not to answer, but slightly hungover. That's what's up, Sin. All good. Hey, Mr. Temperature check. That's it. That's all good. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and that's what's up. He said, I'm here though. Thanks for muting while you turn your windscreen. My spine thanks you. Yeah, I remember last time when you said that. That's why I muted. I was like, let me mute and do this. For real, for real. Yeah, Sin be out there hanging out. He don't be giving us no invites or nothing. He don't be giving us no invites. It's all good. You know I'm teasing. Where we at? Not the bro. I was knocked out. I'm telling you, Karate 357. I was gone. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and jump to news. Super Spaceman. Yo, let's jump to news and let's get up in there. All right. So news today. Nothing. Nothing today. That's what's up, Super Spaceman. Glad to have you back, my brother. For real, for real. Yeah, we have nothing going on today, so we're gonna move on. We got stuff going on the rest of the week, but today, nothing. French bank holiday. It's the only thing, not that that's significant, but that's really the only thing I would say on the list that's like, yo. He said, more focused. That's what's up. Good stuff. All right, cool. Let's get to the charts. Market is opening in exactly 2 minutes. We can kind of look at this and see actually what's going on, right? So, go ahead. Let's go ahead and mark it out. So I mean, it's kind of, this one's kind of easy, right? So 5 to 9 and 11 to 2. I wonder where Hella Band's been at. I ain't seen him in a minute. And what are we doing? We're looking to see if, if London took out Asia highs and or Asia lows. So high of London in this point would be right here in this little time frame. Excuse me. High of Asia would be right here in this time frame. This is Asia's. This is a little piece of Asia. This is a piece of London. It's a little cheat code that I use. Right? So as we can see, in this portion of London, London did not take out Asia highs, but it did take out Asia lows, because this would be the lowest point of Asia in this little time frame, and this would be the lowest point of London. So being that London did take out Asia highs, but did not take out Asia lows, we look for the market to possibly be bearish. Now, we're not married to this bias. It's just a gauging point. I don't trade off this, and I don't recommend anybody else trading off this. It's just a gauging point for us to get an idea of what we possibly may see when New York opens. All right. So look like we're going to have our trade already invalidated. At least that's what it looks like. Let me jump back to the 1 minute. Cool little consolidation, little chop box right here. It's a pretty clean chop box. One of the cleanest ones I've seen in a while. Right here, market just opened. Hopefully it goes up, hits this reverse zone, come up. Well, there it is. DS is invalidated, just that quick. Nice. So I can go ahead and we won't be taking that trade. So now possibly let's jump to the 15-minute. And now we will be looking for possibly a 15-minute banger. So that could possibly happen. We have a bearish candle on our 615 candle close, and we're just waiting for a candle close here on the 630 candle. It's on the 15-minute time frame. So first strategy was invalidated because it tapped our daily level. That is the criteria of an invalidated. That's the criteria of what invalidates this trade. So there that is, and boom. I did not laser focus mine. I am gonna do something for the 100th episode on Thursday. I'm gearing up for that. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a good one. He said, "No news, good news" with Gary Gnu. My B-Day tomorrow, and the guys let me have it. My version of a drink is Kool-Aid. Oh, there we go. See? I told y'all. All I had to do was cuss her out and she'd be here. Y'all think I'd be lying? I'm telling y'all, I can't make this stuff up. Look who just popped in. Good morning, Trinelli. I just let her, if y'all read what I sent her, y'all be like, dang, Trent. Like, yeah. Yeah. I had to that's the only way I get it to show up. I told you, V Brewer. So let me just 1 second. Let me go in here. Let me cuss her out real quick. And then she pops in. It works every time. April, good morning, good morning, good morning. That's what's up, Sin. Got a little early start. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Start the birthday week off, correct? All right, y'all. Well, while we're waiting for that candle, we have, go back to the 15-minute. We have 12 minutes before we could possibly get, don't start writing me back, Natronelli. It's too late. Don't start. All right, so we have about 12 minutes before this candle closes. So let's go ahead and get into a little mental muscle, right? Let's get that psychology rocking. Oh, shoot. It's too funny. All right, let's get this mental muscle rocking, and let's get in here and get in. Lund, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yep. JR coming here, wilding. I love it. I love it. A new zoo revenue reference? A new zoo review reference? A new zoo. All right, cool. Let's get into question of the day. So, question of the day today is, what is the difference between a realized and unrealized P&L, and why does it matter psychologically? What is the difference between a realized and unrealized P&L, and why does it matter psychologically? Let's get into that. Anybody want to take a crack at it? Possibly. What is the difference between a realized and unrealized P&L, and why does it matter psychologically? All right, just pulling up my notes. Ba-bam. All right, so unrealized, we would say, is what? Unrealized P&L is like paper money, right? Because it doesn't exist until you close the trade, right? So that's why it's unrealized. And when I say paper money, I shouldn't even say paper money. Unrealized is just profits that are not, they're not, your trade hasn't closed yet. So they're unrealized, right? They're valid, but they're unrealized in the regard that the trade isn't closed, so you don't have them just yet. They're showing on your chart, but they're not quite ours, right? Not until we close the trade. So, realized means you actually took a lost gain. Unrealized means you are in drawdown but not yet closed. Unrealized just means that your profits just haven't closed yet. You could be in drawdown, or you can possibly be in profit. They're just unrealized. So it could be either way. Meaning, until you exit that trade, whatever's on the chart at that moment, whether you're in drawdown or in profit, is unrealized. So just look at it like that. So if you think about it, like, there's a lot of traders will hold losing trades too long because they can't accept making an unrealized loss real, right? So the thing about that is that you want to manage your trade. How would I say? You want to manage your trade based on the structure of your trade and based on your strategy rules, whether that is if you're trading support and resistance, or if you're trading like how I trade, where I have my pink lines and I'm taking a trade to my dailies. Like I want to trade focusing more on that. I don't want to focus on my unrealized P&L, because at the end of the day, that doesn't necessarily really matter, right? What matters is what happens when I close that trade out. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about it, how it can affect you, how it can affect you psychologically is because, let me give you an example. You're focused on the unrealized P&L. So let's say you're in drawdown, right? And you're focusing on that. And instead of focusing on the structure of your trade, you're so busy focused on your, I'm gonna say unrealized P&L, because you're still in the trade, right? So it's unrealized, meaning it doesn't count yet, right? It doesn't count until the trade is exited. And once you exit, then it's counted, right? That will be realized, meaning like, oh, okay, it's real, so to speak. So the way that can affect you psychologically is if you're focusing on your unrealized P&L, even if you're in profit, doesn't matter, drawdown or profit, right? If you're focused more on your trade, that's where psychologically you want to be. You don't want to be focusing on your trade based on the P&L that's showing, right? And of course, if you're in a trade, of course, it's unrealized. So the thing about that is focus on your strategy, focus on where you're supposed to be taking profits at. And so let's look at it from both sides. So let's say you're in a trade, you're in profit, it's unrealized because you're still in the trade, right? It doesn't count yet, right? And how would I say, your trade is just going crazy, right? And you hit, like, let's say you hit 1,500, right? And then because you hit 1,500, you're like, well, psychologically, like, well, I'm gonna wait till it gets to 2 bands, right? And you're holding it. Then let's say it pulls back on you, right? Now, you could have taken that base hit for the 1,500 and been one and done, which is still great profit, right? But because you're so focused on you're so focused on your P&L, you didn't like maybe follow your rules, or you got greedy, or something just prevented you from not taking that base hit. You know what I'm saying? And then let's flip it on the other side. Let's say you're in drawdown, right? And let's say you're in drawdown, and how could I get a good example the other way? You're in drawdown, and let's say that because you're focused on your unrealized P&L, right? And you're in drawdown, you don't even, how would I say, you're not even focusing on the structure of your trade or the strategy steps within your trade. And let's say, someone may widen their stop, right? Of course, that's never no good. You never want to widen your stop. You want to just get stopped out at wherever your stop loss is, right? And your stop loss should be strategically placed. It should be placed on structure, right? I've also seen people not trade with a stop loss. And in that case, if the P&L is going against you and you just think that you're going to hold it and you're going to wait until it turns around, because in your mind, you're thinking that you're going to turn it, that the trade is going to turn around, that's because you're trying to be right. If you think about that, you're trying to be right instead of just having your structure stop loss. And if it hits your stop loss, it hits your stop loss. And then you're one and done. The thing is that making sure not focusing on the P&L is making sure that your stop loss is placed where it's supposed to be based on your strategy. And then your risk is calculated, meaning through leverage, right? So like I said, everyone should be trading micros, right? So if you're doing the math and you're saying, okay, what's my distance between entry and stop loss? And if it's something that's going to be, if it's crazy in the amount of ticks, then you know what? You want to leverage down, right? You don't want to be focusing on your P&L. You want to be focusing more on your strategy, where your stop loss is supposed to be. Don't worry about the P&L. So that's how the P&L can psychologically, that's why it matters psychologically to not focus on that. You know what you mean? You want to focus on the structure of your trade. You want to focus on your leverage. You want to focus on where your stop loss is supposed to be. And of course, the only way that you can know this, I sound like a broken record, is what? You have to back test that strategy going back 3 years. You want to be able to take those 700 trades so you can become proficient in trading the strat, period. That's the only way that can happen. So that would be the difference between realized and unrealized P&L, and then why it matters psychologically. So now you exited the trade, right? Let's say that the trade went against you. You're non-profitable. Okay, cool. If you exercise good risk management, you didn't over leverage, then what? That realized P&L that on that trade that went against you, it's not gonna affect you. Why it's not gonna affect you? Because for one, no emotions, no feelings in trading. Number two, you leverage properly, right? Your risk management was intact, and whatever that loss is, you took it. It's like no big deal. You protected your capital, your accounts are safe, and you live to trade another day. Now, let's say that that trade was profitable. It's the same thing. It's just on the other side. Okay, my business generated some revenue today. Cool. You generated some revenue, no big deal, one and done, you're out. Like I said, the trade goes against you, you pay some bills, you had a business expense, no big deal, one and done, you're out. Both ways, when you think about it, if you had a business expense, and like I said, you didn't over leverage, you exercise good risk management, then you know what? You're good. Your accounts are good, your business is good, and you move on. No big deal. You ain't taking that. You're not taking, you're not fueling no emotions to that business expense or nothing like that. You understand that trading is your business and you pay some bills today. That's it. The only thing you want to do is make sure what? You want to make sure that you journal it. Make sure that you journal it. You want to journal everything. Everything. And if you're not sure what that is, for anybody that's new on the stream, all you got to do is go to my channel. I have a video on how to journal. And in there, I have a whole breakdown of all the things that you want in your journal, of all the things that you want to write in there. And I recommend a written journal. You can still do a digital journal, but you still want to have a written journal for, as I stated, all the things that I have in the video. Like those are the things that some of them you may be able to get in a digital journal, but most of them you won't be able to. You're going to need a written journal. And then you can have both. Your digital journal will be more technical on like the numbers. Your written journal will be more personal, more caught up on like what you was feeling, your emotions. Like if you made any mistakes, like if you entered too late, or if you didn't, you got a bad feel or some slippage, like anything like that. That's why I like the written journal as well, because those are things that the digital journal just won't pick up. So, there it is. So that was the difference between realized and unrealized P&L, and how it can affect you psychologically. Now, any questions, let me know. Let's go ahead and jump back to the charts, and 15-minute banger is valid. So now we need to get we need this candle to this. I went from the 15-minute to the 5-minute because this is what we're supposed to do. And I am waiting for this candle. I want this candle right here to close and draw down. Meaning, being that we know that, I'm back on the 15-minute, being that we know that we have a bearish close on the 615 candle, we have a bearish close on the 630 candle on the 15-minute time frame. So we know that this strategy is valid, but also we know we are going with a sell. Cool. So the next step is this candle closing and drawdown, meaning this candle closing above entry. That's why I'm saying closing and drawdown. Like I want this candle to close bullish. And then once it closes bullish, after this, like in 5 minutes, right? So we wait for this 5-minute candle to close. We want it to close bullish. And then once it closes, then we'll jump back to the 15-minute and we'll place our entry at the close of the 630 candle, which is 29.59575. That would be the entry. Stop loss would be at the high of this candle, which would be 29.73725. So think about that. That's pretty extensive. So Let's do the math on that. The close is 595. The high is 737. So we know that's 142. Yeah, 142 points times 4, because there's 4 ticks in a point. So what's that? That's 400. That's 560 ticks. Pretty extensive there. So I would say, of course, you want to make sure that you leverage correctly. 560 ticks, even going in on 2 micros, that's still a $1 tick value. That's still a 560 something, maybe $570 risk, right? So you want to make sure that you are keeping your risk at the proper point. So I don't even think going in with 3 micros is really advantageous. At the end of the day, that's a lot. Because even with 3 micros, that's going to be like 700 and almost a little bit less of $800. You know what I mean? That's pretty extensive. So just keep that in mind. So if you're going to take it, make sure that you take it on the, you take it, how would I say? Well, I'm not taking it on these accounts. This is for my DS. So what I'll do is, let me log out. Let me log out over here. And I'm gonna go ahead on and let me log in here, and I'll take it, because I do my 15-minute banker on my Tradeify accounts. Let me log into those. All right, and then that will be account number, what is this? Account number, that one, 7760. All right, cool. All right, so we're on our little rinse and repeat with these. So I'll probably take this on, let's see here. I'll take this on, let's see here, 1-1, 150. Let me go back to 5-minute. So if this doesn't close and draw down, I possibly won't be taking this trade. We got 40 something seconds. Like I need it to close and draw down. So we'll see. Like I want to close up here. Like I want it to close somewhere up here. That's where I want it to close. And then come back, pick me up, and continue on bearish. If not, then no problem. I'll just sit on my hands today. No big deal. My accounts are straight. I ain't forcing nothing. I'm gonna make sure that I play it smart. 9 seconds. All right, there it is. So it did not close and draw down. So, I mean, some people still take it and wait for it to tap them in and go in whatever direction. Let me see here. Did this hit CE? No, but it definitely tapped in to this fair value gap. Yeah, I'm good. I like it to close and draw down and then pick me up and go wherever it's gonna go. That's pretty much how I like to trade it. So that's like my ideal way of trading it. Let's see here. So 595. You know what? I'll go in on 2 micros. 595.75, right? Yeah, 595.75. I'll go in on 2 micros. That's still safe. I just like it better when it gives
order submitted.
I just like it better when it closes and draw down. I just like that. I just feel like it's much more, it's like more higher probability. So I like it for that reason. Because the reason why is because for me, when it doesn't close and draw down, right? And it comes down here and it's tapping whatever it's tapping, whether it's hitting, previous levels or maybe hitting an order block or possibly hitting some fair value gaps. I feel like we're missing out on we're missing, like when it doesn't close and draw down, I feel like when this move happens, it's like you're waiting for it to tap back in and then this move happen again. You know what I'm saying? So if it had closed and draw down, right? And then we got in and then it makes this move, it's like it's making the move the first time. So we get to take advantage of this move the first time. I feel like once the move happens and it comes back, I don't know. I mean, of course the candles can do anything that they want to do, but I'm just saying, like, it seems to me from when I back tested it and when I've watched this strategy, it's much more higher probability when it closes and draw down first, because then this move has not happened yet. That's why I like it to close and draw down, just to give y'all an idea. If it runs off, then it's like I feel like the move that it's making would be the move that we would be in if it closed and draw down. So I feel like it's kind of not tainted in a sense, but like the move already happened. And then we're waiting for it to tap us back in and then go back to where it came from. What if it's reversing? Like I said, what if it hits a fair value gap? What if it hits an order block? Something like that. So that's the only reason why I don't like waiting for it to come back and tap me in. That's the only reason why. And with that stated, I'm just going to follow my first mind. Just kind of trade it the way I like to trade it. So
Order canceled.
I canceled that order. I'm actually going to log out of my account. So I'm sitting on my hands today. Yep. That's really how I like this to play out. Now, has it made a move, came back, tapped in, and then continued on? It's done that before. But the highest probable setup for this is when this candle closes, you jump to the 5-minute, and then this candle closes in drawdown, and then you put your entry, and now that move that it makes is like the first move. It's the first move going bearish. Right now, if we got tapped in, it would be like the second move going bearish, and I just don't like it like that. That's just me. So yeah, I won't be taking it. So I'm cool. I think my big brother might be taking it. Yeah, I think he might be taking it. That's cool. I see he got an entry set. Yeah, he got an entry set. I'm not taking it. I'm going to wait. I would rather wait and get that more higher probable entry. That's just me. I don't mind sitting out. It's no problem. My accounts are cool. So they're all up. They're all high. Yeah, they're all up there. So I'm good. I don't need to force anything. I just need to just keep waiting for a higher probable setup and then just take that and then just be good with it. So that's just me. That's just how I like to trade. And I think that's just a lot better. Yep. If it goes back and draw down, then head back down, I will take it. Yeah, that's the other thing too. And you know that, Serena, when it comes to this strat, like it does way better when it goes in drawdown first. Like after that first, like when we're on a 15-minute time frame and then the 6:30 candle closes and then you jump to the 5 and then that immediately that candle that starts on the 5-minute, it goes in drawdown. Like that is the most highest probable entry for this strategy. So yeah, so I'm just gonna sit out, and it doesn't hurt us to sit out, right? We exercise discipline. We're treating our trading as a business. We ain't forcing nothing. We ain't rushing nothing. We're waiting for a high probable setup, right? That's what we're waiting for. And also, too, we're exercising what? We're exercising the rule that we don't have to trade every day. I'm cool with that. Guess what? It may take us a little bit longer, maybe for someone to pass an eval or even get to a payout, but I'm fine with that, too. I'm good with that. I ain't rushing. I'm playing the long game. And that's a part of discipline that you have to always tap into. So let's get back to main screen and let's go ahead and get into tip of the day. Tip of the day today is the best risk management tool you have is simply not trading when conditions don't favor your system. Look at how that just panned out. The best risk management tool you have is simply not trading when conditions Don't favor your system. That just happened. That literally just happened. That literally just happened right now. I told y'all, I was like, you know what? I'm not really feeling, my bad, y'all. I'm not really feeling, because I'm not really feeling it only because of the way that it went. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just something that I've just want to always keep in my, how would I say, in my toolbox in my trading toolbox, right? Is the fact that just focus on taking the highest probable setup for that strategy. And the only way that you can get to that is you have to what? You have to back test it. You got to know what this strategy does. That's some 700 trades. If you like I say, you go back, you have to back test it going back 3 years. You're going to take at least 700 trades. I think you'd be pretty high probable. I think you'd be pretty proficient with that strategy if you took 700 trades. Think about it. It's like taking 700 shots, 700 free throws. You know what I mean? You're going to be pretty good, pretty decent with some free throws if you took 700 of them. Just keeping it real. Like, that's how we want to always approach our trading business. This is our business. We ain't gambling over here. We want to make sure every setup we take is high probable. Period. We want the highest probability as possible. So, and it's really that simple. And remember, me deciding to sit on my hand, okay, let me say it this way. Taking an entry, that's a position, right? But guess what? You deciding to sit on your hands, that's a position too. Don't get those confused. They're both the same. They're both taking a position. One, you're taking a position to enter a trade. The other one, you're taking a position to not enter a trade. Let's be honest. And we're not entering a trade out of fear because we're afraid. No, we're not entering this trade because it wasn't the highest probability setup. Why? Because we would rather have a 5-minute close down immediately after that 6:30 candle closed. That's what makes this entry high probable. And that's what's important. That's what's important. And like I said, in our tip of the day, best risk management tool you have is simply not trading when conditions don't favor your system. And it didn't favor mine. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit out. I'm good. Like, I'm cool. I feel like the move already happened. And let me explain what I mean. Like, this move already happened. Yeah, it might not have been 1-to-1, right? Yeah, it wasn't 1-to-1, but at the end of the day, it was still enough to take a nice base hit, right? Still cool enough to take a nice base hit and be one and done for the day. Remember where we are. Remember the market sentiment that we're in, right? The market sentiment that we're in is base hits, base hits, base hits. That's where we are. Base hits, base hits. That's where we are. So even with that stated, I would rather what? I'd rather just not force it. You know what I mean? It just didn't, the conditions didn't favor my system. Think about it, the market is open every day. And think about it, our specific setup is not present every day. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The market is open every day, but our specific high probable setup is not present every day. That's just the way that it is. That's just trading. That goes back into what? We shouldn't be trading every day. This is the reason why. Our setups don't happen every day. That's okay. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with us or the setup. Just don't happen for whatever reason. News, economic data, a ton of manipulation going on. Like, let's just be real. We have to always keep reminding ourselves of the terrain that we're trading in. Like this is different. Very, very different. So that's how that's how I'm approaching it. That's how we should always approach it every day. Period. And remember, me taking a position of not to trade is doing what? It's the position of protecting my capital until my edge appears, or when I say edge, meaning your high probable setup. So maybe tomorrow we'll get a 15-minute banger, and once that 6:30 candle closes on the 15-minute time frame and I jump to the 5 and that 5-minute candle closes in drawdown, I'm in. But guess what? Those are favorable conditions for me. Period. So that's how I look at it. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's in. Yep. So, but yeah, that's just me. I mean, at this point, it did tap into the fair value gap. We can jump back there. It did tap into the fair value gap, and and now it's pushing back down. So, but still, personally, me, I like to take it the way I like to take it, and that's just me. Shout out to my big brother. He doing his thing, and guess what? It's probably gonna end up hitting, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Like, I like to take trades with my favorable conditions. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, I don't have 10 years in the game of trading. I don't have that. So he got that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that. I'm not even where I'm at. I'm like 20% of where he is based on time experience. And I'm respecting my time experience, and I'm understanding that. And also, too, I like to trade independently. A lot of times I won't just jump in a trade because my big brother in a trade, only because my accounts are different. You know what I'm saying? Different meaning like he got a lot of way better stuff going on with his accounts than I do. You know what I mean? He got live accounts. He got a lot of stuff going on. So with that stated, it's not just about just taking the call out. It's about me also understanding to think independently, right? And to just take the highest, like I said, for me, taking the highest probable setup, period. That's just what I like to do. And that's what I've been focusing on because the market is so different right now. Y'all know we're in different terrain right now. So that's the other reason why I want to make sure that I'm just waiting for the best setups. And that's that. So other than that, if y'all don't have any questions, just remember that, like I stated, sitting on your hands is a position. That's a position. Just keep that in mind. Sitting on your hands is a position. So, and you don't have to trade every day. So, hey, the trade hits, it hits. But I was waiting on my higher probability setup. Think about it. There's one thing I know a lot of people will say. They'll say stuff like, "Oh, I shouldn't have took the base hit. I should have stood in." Why? You didn't know what that trade was going to do. You didn't know what it was going to do. You were just guessing. You can't say that after the fact. So, yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much where I'm at on it. And anybody that took it, cool, kudos. Like, no big deal. Kudos. So, it's definitely in profit right now, which is good. That's cool. And like I said, it may even hit, but I'm good sitting out and, like I said, waiting for my favorable conditions to take the trade. And that's just something that I always want to do. Hey, how do you know what is your daily profit target is on a 50K? Jojo World, the best thing to do is read the rules on that. Read the rules on you're talking about on TEF? I would say just read the rules. Like, so respectfully, like I could tell you, right? But I don't like, I've gotten to the point to where I don't like just giving the answers. I would rather like give you the information so this way you can go read it, because there's going to be much more information that you'll find out if you go and read versus me just giving you like that one word answer. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I say respectfully. And that's I think that's a good way of me being a coach, is not just giving the answers. Oh, on Apex, 50K fund on Apex. I believe it's 50. Good question. So I'm definitely gonna have to give it to you. But I think it's like 50% of. I think it's a 50% consistency rule, but the consistency rule is a little bit different on Apex, the way they have it set up now. So let me get there, and then I'll send you that so you can read on that, because it's good to read it. I encourage everybody to read. Like, you got to read it. Because if you don't read it, then you're setting yourself up for failure. Like, you have to read it. Like, you got to read the rules. You got to understand all of this stuff. That's the only way that you're going to be good and proficient with understanding, with understanding what's going on. So let's see here. Let's go to about. Let's get to some. Got the Daryl Martin guy. He looks totally different now. Let me see here. Search. Let's see here. So we're looking for consistency rule. All right, here we go. This is what you're looking for right here, my guy. Okay, cool. I'm going to put this link in the chat, and then it'll take you right to what you asked. And this was for JoJo World. It talks about it right there. Just hit that link. I just dropped it in the comment section. Go into the help center and view the. Yep. That's what's up, Ty. When backtesting strategy, how do you know when to say it been completed in that session? How do you know when to say it's been completed in that? Oh, when you go back at least 3 years. But if you're just trading in that session, you can just stop whenever you want, Sin. Like, let's say you put in a good 2 hours and you're like, I'm tired. I'm gonna chill. Or you put in whatever time, it's like, I'm just gonna chill. The minute that you stop, the session will still be there. So when you come back to the session, you can just jump back in and just pick up wherever you left off, if that's what you mean. Mudunay says, speaking of reading, I'm halfway through You're welcome, JoJo World. No problem, my brother. No problem. Yeah. And like I said, that's why I say respectfully, like, I don't want nobody to think like I'm, like, don't want to tell you. Nah, I just want you to read it so this way you become more proficient. Because think about it. What you click on, if you look at everything there, is it any way I'm going to be able to tell you all of that stuff? You know what I'm saying in my answer? So I feel like I'm doing you and then I'm basically not giving you what you could get if you just read it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say, oh, it's this, but that don't mean anything if you go and you read all of this, because it gives you the requirements, how it works, like everything, how to calculate it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you need. You know what I mean? That's going to be more of a definitive answer than what I'm giving you. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that I've come to understand through, like, on this journey of me, like coaching and training, being a trainer. Like, it's all in the same bag, right? So that's something that I've come to understand. Like, the best way that I can help a particular trader is like lead them to the information, and that forces them to have to read it. That forces them to have to learn it. So now, guess what? They become more proficient than they would if I just gave them an answer, because I'm not going to be able to give them the breakdown answer of what's going on. So, if I was testing 15-minute banker and it didn't give me the 5-minute drawdown, would I say I didn't get all of my confluence, move on to the next day? Yes. Absolutely, JoJo. But yeah, Sin, that's what I would say. Like, if it didn't, like, okay, so what you could do is, then you could still let it play out, right? Because you can control the play and pause, right? So I would still let it play out just to see what it did. So if you decide not to take it, cool, but then just see what it did. Just see if it won, like if it was profitable. And if it was, then you'll journal that. You'll put it in your journal. You'll put like, I didn't take it because it didn't give me my favorable conditions, whatever that may be. In this case, that's the 5-minute close and drawdown. And I did not take it, but the trade still hit. You know what I'm saying? So this way now you can start having some data as to how well it does when you waited for the 5-minute candle close and drawdown, and when you didn't. That's going to be some good analytics for you. Because then you can be like, when a 5-minute drawdown, it hit this percentage of the time. When I didn't have the 5-minute candle close and drawdown, it hit this percentage of time. You know what I'm saying? So that is good for you. And then after that, then move on to the next day. But I would always say, if you're back testing a strategy and you decided not to take it, now if the trade was invalidated, then just move on. There's nothing to see there, right? If the trade was invalidated, meaning like if it's invalidated, then you just move on. There's nothing to see because you wouldn't have taken a trade regardless. So being that's invalidated, then of course on that particular situation you move on. But like, let's say if it doesn't give you the trade is valid to take, but it doesn't give you your favorable conditions, then I would say still let the trade play out and just calculate if it did hit TP or if it didn't, and then just calculate that. And then you'll have some analytics where you'll be like, okay, as I stated, when I waited for the candle close and drawdown, it hit this many times. When I didn't wait, it hit this many times. And then now you have a good, you have some good comparable analytics to be able to, figure out what's up. Yep. Let's see here. All the psychological reasons traders fail and 90% have smaller wins and bigger losses. I'm getting to the mitigation. 7:30 a.m. Psychological traps. Got you. Yeah, that's why the back testing is so important, because you get a real true feel and understanding like what works the best. So if you're going back to the 15-minute banger, if you're doing your back testing and you come and you realize that, hey, it does better when this scenario happens and it doesn't do very well when this scenario happens, then I would say your high probable entry would be what? Taking it the way when it does better. Then that's how you know what's high probable for that strategy. Does it mean that it's going to be profitable every time? No. But what you do know is based on going back, taking them 700 trades, you know what I'm saying? Doing them 3 years of back testing and doing some demo trading, which is your forward testing. You can honestly say, this is high probable and this is when I'm going to take it. And I'm only going to take it when I see this set of circumstances. And then guess what? Then you make those your requirements. Now you got your little cheat sheet, right? And you make it those are your requirements. Period. Even if the strategy is valid, if I don't get this set of requirements, I ain't taking it. And there you are. Now you got an edge. That's how you create an edge. So I would tell anybody, that's why I always say how important it is to not only have a digital journal, but have a written one too. Because there's many things that the digital journal won't be able to calculate. It'll give you all the numbers and all of that, and that's great. Yeah, let it do that. Let it do all that computing, all that math. Let it do all of that. But then what you have in your written journal is going to be all that more deeper, more intimate stuff, like your set of requirements. Because remember, digital journal ain't gonna be able to have that. Also too, even still calculating it if you didn't take it. Let's say you didn't take it, right? Let's say in your journal you're like, I didn't get a 5-minute close and drawdown, didn't take the trade, sat on my hands, but the trade still hit. Cool, no big deal. Journal that. And so on and so forth. And then that's how you get I would say that's how you get your edge with that particular strategy, because that we're always trying to get an edge. Wow, geez Louise, did y'all see just what happened? Wow. Look at that. That thing hit right there and then took off and went right back. But Tina, she said, I wish I give you 1,000 likes on your lives just because it's so valuable. Thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, my sister. No problem. No problem. Did y'all see that though? That thing hit right there and then shoom, shoom, took off. That's good though. Whoever's in it, y'all should have been able to take a nice base hit. I don't think it hit 1-to-1. No, it hasn't hit 1-to-1 yet, but still. Yeah. Still not too bad. But yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I just, like I said, I decided just to sit out because I didn't get my favorable conditions. But even still, even if I still would have taken it, then my risk was still good. So even if the trade went against me, it would have been only like $500, right? So that's manageable. That's definitely not over leveraging. That's definitely treating my trading game as a business. All of that stuff. That's being disciplined. You know what I mean? All of that. So even if I did take it, think about it. What's saving me? My risk management, my not over leveraging. You know what I'm saying? Even if you did decide to take it in not favorable conditions, because there's going to be times, I'm going to be honest with you, there's going to be times where you're going to take your trade in possibly a not favorable condition that you really truly like. It happens. We do it. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. You know, I tend to be more strict, but I do it. Even in that case, as long as your risk is good, is from a risk management perspective, is just like taking it if your conditions were favorable, because there's no guarantee either way. So just keep that in mind. But I still would recommend everyone to do what? If you're gonna take entry on your strategy, do your back testing, do all of that stuff, get your analytics so you know what your edge is, and take it under those conditions, because that's going to give you the best a much higher chance of what? Your trade, you know, being profitable. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, what time is it? It's 7:19. Let's see here. Regina, oh nah. What just happened? Was that a Trump tweet or something? Yeah, that's a good question. Let's check. Let's go to Financial Juice. Okay. So, how long is this? Let me screen share. How long has this war with Ukraine and what's name been going on? It's been going on for a long time. Man, it's just unreal. Like, just stop already. Man. Russia just need to just chill out. This is just getting ridiculous. Crazy. So Dubai plans new port to bypass the Strait of Hormuz. Hey, that's what's going to end up happening. All right, what did Iran say? We continue to assert our authority and control over the Strait of Hormuz with strength and power, and we will force foreigners and their allies to surrender to the will of the Iranian people. Wow. Yeah, right, S. Fernandez, long time, like super duper long. Like, it's just crazy. Man, it's unreal. So how would that be? DP World is going to create a new port and container terminal on the United East Coast, reducing Dubai's reliance on its flagship Jebel Ali hub and bypassing the Strait of Hormuz. According to a person acquainted with the situation, Dubai-based port operators in talks to build a new multi-purpose port in, I don't want to say that, I don't want to butcher that, Fujairah's coastline area, I hope I said that right, as well as a new terminal at the existing harbor in the same emirate. Got it. Maybe it was this, y'all. The U.S. will be reimbursed 20% on cargo from Hormuz. I don't know. This just printed at 7:20. Of course, he had to have said it some few minutes before. So whoever said that, I think that was Anna said that, possibly a Trump tweet. I think you might be right. Because it even came down here, wicked down here with everything else. But that would have been a cool base hit. And me personally, if I was in it, I would have jumped out somewhere down here. I would have jumped out and been good. Like I said, we're in base hit land right now. I don't feel comfortable holding trades in this terrain. So, but yeah. But other than that, man, if y'all ain't got no questions or anything like that, we're gonna go ahead and jump off. If we can, since we have 52 viewers and 40 likes, can those are the last 11 people, just go ahead and just hit the like button. It's free, don't cost you nothing. Just so we can get the likes to match up before we get up out of here, so we can have 51 viewers and 51 likes. That would be amazing. That's all I ask. Other than that, we had a good day at TradeGheenyuz. The war here is from 2024, annex of Crimea, plus invasion of the East, the full-scale invasion in 20. Oh, got you. So we're talking 4 years? Dang. 4 years. That is insane. Wow. That's right. It was the annexation of Crimea. That's right. Thank you. I appreciate you, S. Fernandez. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's unreal, Bodovan. That's unreal. Unreal. Man. Well, shout out to the Ukrainian people, man, for real. 12 plus years. I'm sorry. That's right. From the annexation of Crimea in 2014. My bad. That's right. That has been that long. 2022 was what we just kind of how what I say has been popular. Right. That's right. Now that I think about it, yeah. Dang. That's right, because that's when it truly actually started. Like when y'all start having, when the country start having issues, like that's when it really truly started, which was 2014. That's right. The annexation of Crimea. That's right. 2022 was just kind of like what was, I hate to say it this way, but what was like popular to us. Yeah, it's funny how a lot of those things you don't even see. Like being here in the United States, a lot of that stuff, like, yeah, we hear about it, but we don't see it from the perspective of like somebody like Bodovan is seeing it from. Yeah, it's been 4.5 years of a full-scale invasion. Correct. And thank you for correcting me. Correct. Damn, that's insane. Wow. Yeah, laser focused mind, that best loser wins, man, it's a game changer. And I recommend, I mean, you're already reading One Good Trade. That's still a good book, but for anyone, I recommend reading Best Loser Wins, then One Good Trade. Because One Good Trade is like a good follow-up to Best Loser Wins. I think Best Loser Wins is like the holy grail of like those two books. And I'm not saying that that Best Loser Wins is better than One Good Trade. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying those two books, they're different in themselves, but they're both very powerful. There's very powerful information in both books, but the way that they're structured, to me, Biggest Loser Wins would be the best thing to read first because it's all psychology, and then follow it up with One Good Trade versus the other way around. For anyone that hasn't read them yet, doesn't mean if you read the One Good Trade and you haven't read the Biggest Loser Wins that you're doing yourself a disservice. No, I'm just saying, like, if you haven't read the books yet, I would recommend reading Biggest Loser Wins first, then follow it up with One Good Trade. But both of those books have to be read. Period. That's what's up. S. Fernandez, I feel you. Yep. Me, I'm one and done. On my strategies, like I'm one and done. Like if I got 4 strategies that I can trade during the day, and one of them doesn't really come around that much, so it's really like 3 of them, and I'm one and done. So if I trade one, and what I like about my trades is they only set up once. So once the setup happens, if it's valid, I take it. If it's not, I don't. Or if I don't get the perfect conditions, you know what I'm saying, then I just won't. But I'm one and done. So that's pretty much what I like to do. Today, one of our trades got invalidated. The other one was valid, but it didn't give me the conditions that I wanted. So I didn't take it because it wasn't considered high probable for me. But other than that, man, I appreciate everybody jumping on. If y'all have any questions, just go ahead and DM me. Thank y'all for getting the likes up. I appreciate y'all. And we're going to get out of here. Yeah, Bottom, for real, my brother, stay strong, man. Stay strong, bro. Stay strong. I mean, I know you're strong. Just stay strong. I know you're strong. That's something I've come to learn about you, my guy. I know one thing. If I was dealing with something like that, I would definitely want you beside me. For real. Seriously. And I mean that from the heart. But yeah, man, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all as always. We got the 100th episode coming up on Thursday. Make sure y'all stay locked in for that. It's going to be a great day that day. We're going to do some cool little stuff. Yeah, y'all have a great remainder of your day. I'll see the rest of y'all. I'll see the members in the Genius Vault. And anybody that's new to the channel, if you want to get up with us on our members only stream, that's every Sunday. That's Sunday through Thursday. We take the same trade, same time every day. And yeah, if you want to join, just jump in. So shout out to the Edge Funder co-founders, Juvier, Scalp God, my brothers. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And other than that, like I said, y'all have a great remainder of y'all day, man. And we are going to sign off. All right. Y'all have a great day. See y'all. Talk to y'all soon. All right. Yay.